but Gainer was out at the end of that fight.
So he'll put it up here against Manuel Medina. You see the knockout record of Gainer, and Medina not as big a puncher based on those numbers. Junior lightweights that has a cap of 130 pounds.
Gainer very fast, Medina very crafty. I've done a few of Gainer's fights. I don't think he ages.
Very young man too, 24 years old. Gainer 24, Medina 26. The height very similar. They're at the junior lightweight limit, and the reach is negligible too. We'll see how it pans out. And this NABU championship, and here is the scoring. 10 points to the winner of a round. 3 knockdowns not in effect. Standing 8 count not in there either. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell at all, and only the referee can stop the fight. So the crowd waiting to see if there is similar explosiveness in this fight.
We just start checking out their bodies, see if they're sweating at all.
Maybe everybody's going in there and starting to work out in their dressing rooms now, Tony.
Now Gainer has some sweat on his legs, but that's all we can see right now. Medina looked a little dry.
The trainers are pretty warm, but they're not fighting.
They're not fighting. They're always sweating. And I'm looking at Gainer's tassel, red and I guess gray. I don't think I've ever seen that color scheme before, but far be it from me to try and outfit a fighter in matching colors.
That's a full-time job for somebody.
Yes, it is. Especially this Team Jones.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Square Ring Incorporated, along with your undisputed King of Beers, Budweiser, present 12 rounds of boxing for the NABU Junior Lightweight Championship. Along with the Mashantucket Pequot Tribal Nation Boxing Commission, this bout is also sanctioned by the NABU President and Supervisor at ringside, Don Hazelton. The 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system are Glenn Feldman, William Hutt, and Dr. Clark Sammartino. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action is Ken Izzo. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks trimmed with black and red and weighing in at 130 pounds. He comes to us from Nayarit, Mexico, with a professional record of 53 victories, 24 by KO, with 9 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the challenger, Manuel Medina. And in the opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing gray trimmed with burgundy, and weighing in also at 130 pounds. Fighting out of Pensacola, Florida, he brings a record of 20 victories with 13 KOs against 4 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the NABU Junior Lightweight Champion, Derrick "Smoke" Gainer.
We went over the rules in the dressing room. We have any questions in the challenger's corner? Any questions from the champion's corner? Remember, obey my commands at all times. Just touch them up.
So they're ready to go. And Tony, you talk about the full-time outfit. Derrick Gainer in the white trunks and Manuel Medina in the white trunks. Actually, Gainer's a little bit more on the, maybe the off-white with the red.
Yeah.
More of the red trim, and Medina with the black trim. So here we go. Opening round, Gainer a southpaw, tactical, very crafty, usually very patient.
Doesn't take a lot of chances in there, though he did against Kevin Kelly. But his game plan is to stay outside, work that right jab, because he's a southpaw, give angles. Medina's just going to come forward, put pressure on him.
Medina will be trying to score with the right hand lead, trying to get some double left hooks in, and stay to the outside of Smoke Gainer, and he puts a little pressure on here. Good body shot there by Medina.
Sometimes Gainer starts a little bit too slow. Just needs to get in there. He's got a lot of talent, a lot of speed. Needs to use it, though.
A good stiff shot, straight left hand by Gainer, and fires the jab now to discourage Medina's assault. And Medina has to go wide around the uptight defense of Derrick Gainer.
Medina's working that body. He knows he's in with a boxer, so you start early working the body. You take those legs away, and a good right hand to the body by Medina.
Gainer with a good body shot in return. A sharp shot by Gainer, and a long one too. A hook by Medina, a straight left by Gainer. They're getting their good punches going early.
Medina continues to work that body. Gainer's legs a little wide. Maybe he's trying to get a power shot in there.
Same things everybody else does. Straight right hand.
Jab downstairs by Medina.
I don't see that right jab by Smoke Gainer. Usually shoots it out there.
Shot it out there a second ago as he was retreating. Good left hook by Medina.
Very effective. He's just sitting on the outside and then jumping in there.
Gainer trying to take the play away from him now. Finds that Medina is at a distance here.
I think once Medina gets past that pawing jab, he just works the body inside.
Key point here might be for Gainer. If Medina gets inside, he may plan to throw some uppercuts. He did a moment ago.
Caught Medina coming in.
Wide shot by Gainer.
Getting a little excited. I think he figures he hurt him a little bit. Young fighters get excited if punches get wide.
So round one, a tactical one between Derrick Gainer and Manuel Medina, will go into the books.
Okay, I don't want the rounds that close, okay? You got to work your jab more. This guy's much slower than you. You understand? You got to give me some 3 and 4 4-point combinations. You're singling your shots out. Give me at least 1 or 2, okay? Work your jab more. When this guy shoots his jab, ride it down with your jab and come over the top. Then you can land your left hand. Quit waiting to counter so much. The best defense is a good offense. You understand? Fake your jab down, come up, follow up with a left hand. This guy's slow. You can beat him. You're hurting him with shots. You land a big.
Sube la izquierda porque te estás pegando con un gancho.
Son puro con pasos, pero tienes que cuidarte. ¿Te lastimó? No. ¿No? Ten mucho
And in
cuidado,
Medina's
no te vayas a
corner.
sorprenderte, ¿eh? Hay que ganarle esa tirada también inclusive.
They
¿Viste?
advise him.
Fintas, ofensivo, de repente sin fintas enfrente, pum.
You heard in Gainer's
Muy
corner, they
variado.
want the jab more
Viveza e
in round
inteligencia,
number
¿ok?
one.
That's his bread and butter punch, working that right jab.
So we get set for round two, set for 12. Derrick Gainer, the southpaw. Manuel Medina, conventional style. Second round, set for 12. Dave Bontempo and Tony Page with you ringside at the Foxwoods.
Medina's trying to pick up the pace a little bit I think he realizes that Gainer's going to be throwing more jabs, so he's trying to smother him, take that jab away from him.
I think he also realizes that Gainer will step up his overall pace, and he wants to stop him there before that happens, because if Gainer gets into a rhythm, look out.
Yeah, but he hasn't really hit it yet. He's a little tentative. I'm just surprised he's not throwing that jab.
Medina tries to take the play away now. Good right hand to the body, and trying to cash in on all of his inside opportunities.
Gainer's not really a smart inside fighter in the sense that he doesn't do it that often. He stays on the outside, works the head, then comes inside, works the head again.
You saw that Gainer tried to catch Medina on the way in. Medina going downstairs. Basically, that's his investment in the later rounds of this fight.
Trying to take money out now by pounding the body, so Gainer will be bankrupt in the later rounds.
Figuring he can get a 20% return by round 8. It's a good strategy against the slick southpaw.
Medina seems very controlled. He knows what he has to do. Very methodical. Gainer just, as you said earlier, is not in that rhythm yet. I think he's looking for it, but just doesn't see it.
Gainer with 24 fights coming in. Medina 62.
Got a 26-year-old in Medina, but his eyebrows look about 36. Been in a few wars with Tom Boom Boom Johnson.
Johnson, a small version here of Gainer, can stay outside and do a paint job on you, but is not the biggest fighter. Gainer has good size, steps in with his left hand there. Medina seemed unaffected.
Good inside punches by Gainer. He's got to figure, I can't hurt this guy, so let me just keep throwing punches. Don't get frustrated, because some of these older guys are crafty. They can last to the later rounds, so they run out of gas. Just can't get overexcited right now. Figure, how come I can't knock him out now?
Gainer tries to open up. Medina gets inside on him here. They exchange on the inside. Gainer opening up and gambling a bit. Medina happy to do so. So the end of round 2 has its share of action. Gainer and Medina.
Listo para regresar y golpear otra vez. ¿Entendiste?
Sí. La derecha estaba para tirar el agua.
Ahí tíralo.
Cuando te vas cortito y te regresas rápido para ir pum otra vez.
Medina getting some water.
Es boxeo, no correr.
Making sure to get those
Pegar,
deep breaths.
salir y regresar. Puede ser un paso lateral para un lado para el otro y siempre fintando. Usando
Seems to be
fintas.
taking in what
Usa
his corner
combinaciones y
says.
usa
Yeah, he's
variaciones en tu
a
trabajo.
veteran. He's been around a
Maneja
while.
mucha finta.
Double your jab up till you get through it. Then throw the left hand, okay?
Now we get ready for round 3. Look at Medina, then Gainer. And they go into the center of the ring, tapping the gloves. Maybe they think it's the last round. Maybe they would like it to be. But we are set for 12. Good shot. Gainer with a bomb on Medina.
And loses one of his tassels. I've never seen that before.
Impact so deep it shook the tassels off. And they were examining that at ringside. That might be evidence.
Well, I have an excuse if he loses. He can say, I lost one of my tassels, just threw my game off. My balance was off.
He had to do it without that other tassel. It was hard. Medina opening up here, taking his chance, and Gainer making it interesting on the inside as well.
I think Gainer's game plan is to stay outside, work the jab, move around a little bit, but he seems to want to get into a slugfest inside with Medina. I would think that's Medina's game, working the body inside.
Medina all too happy to oblige that. The fighters may know that their game is outside, but the macho element still beckons, and they want to prove that they can fight inside as well.
Guy gets hit with a solid shot. He smiles just to show, you know, I'm okay. Meanwhile, you get beat to death.
If you're a fighter, it's more fun to score in close.
Yeah.
Get more on it. Gainer, some good work in there.
Gainer making Medina take a couple of steps back. Good shot to the head.
Gainer with a bomb.
Nice shots.
Gainer getting very confident, and the left hand coming across caught Medina at the right time. Medina takes the full count. Very smart. He was aware, but took it on 9. Let's see if Gainer can parlay or if he is patient.
Seemed like Gainer lulled him to sleep with those punches and then caught him.
Nearly put him to sleep after he lulled him to sleep. Gainer getting excellent turn on his punches. And Medina not covering up. He could be vulnerable to get hit again and be down again. He's got a lot of time to kill.
His arms are so low because he's trying to get in and work the body, but all Gainer has to do is just change his game plan or his offense up to the head.
So Gainer with some good shots, crossing shots here.
Now he's teeing off on Medina.
Gainer with absolutely no fear. Just firing big shots as Medina walks in. Medina's not even bothering to jab his way in. He just walks into the assaults here.
Now it's not even his game plan when he's on the inside. Maybe Medina needs to switch and go outside.
It's a good idea just to slow the momentum for a while. Medina not able to settle on his shots. Gainer is. And so round 3, a huge one for Derrick Gainer.
¿Cómo te sientes? Te entregas al golpe ahí por no pintar y no manejar la distancia. Estás en la mera distancia, jala mucho aire.
Gainer.
Estás en la mera distancia y no estás
Turning it up
pintando.
on the
Te queda
inside.
muy
Watch
lento,
the
te lo guardes
hips.
muy abajo.
Watch
Tienes
the
que estar más
leverage
vivo en lo que estás
he
haciendo
will
en
get
corto.
on this shot.
Son las vivezas lo que tienes que manejar, no se te olvide.
We'll get a look at that replay.
El jab la pinta.
The power of turning.
You see Gainer getting ready to set himself because Medina's putting pressure.
Maximize the turning. Got him to go one way with the right hand and then fired the left hand. Watch the pivot. Boom.
And the way he came under, he just ducked. He kept, like you said, the pivot. Kept his balance. Kept his feet planted so he get the most power through it. Watch, duck under. Got him.
Had Medina leaning down. So Gainer with a good knockdown in round 3. Medina will know better than to lean over. Part of that was the attack of Gainer, though.
And what will happen if you start leaning with your head, bending forward, Gainer takes a step back and throws an uppercut. Catches you right on the point of the chin.
Gainer with a knockdown in round 3. Now trying to open up again in round 4. Medina looking no worse for wear in this round.
He keeps working the body to try and slow down Gainer, but I think he needs to go up top a little bit just to get Gainer's respect, try and sting him a little bit.
Well, what's happened is that Medina is now predictable to Gainer. He sees the body shots coming, and he's beating Medina inside.
Derrick Gainer now is the one who's constantly coming forward.
And when the guy knows you're going to fire an inside game, that knowledge can be the big edge for him. And Gainer knows what Medina's trying now. And he's been there ahead of it.
Medina's going outside, and Alton Murkison, the trainer of Derrick Gainer, is telling Derrick to go inside. Different, the fight has completely changed around from the beginning round.
Shows that the trainers have to adjust in the middle of the fight also. The outside is normally Gainer's domain, but he's done well here on the inside. And one thing he's done as he gets in tight, by keeping his defense tight, is he's made Medina go wide with his punches.
Then he beats him right down the middle with straight punches. Gainer's legs aren't as wide as they were earlier in the fight. We talked about him getting in a rhythm. I think he's in it now, Dave.
Yeah, you have to stop him from getting into that rhythm, because then he can just dominate a fight.
Medina, I think he's on plan C or D right now. I don't think he's been successful so far.
Yeah, plan C is all of the above, and plan D is none of the above. But Medina would like to go back to the outside. Would serve him well just to show a different look.
Yeah.
Then, when Gainer is not suspecting or has to fear the outside game a bit, then try the inside. But as of now, he walks straight in. Gainer sees him coming and fires some pretty impressive shots.
Now, why Gainer is on his toes on the outside, I don't know. Maybe he feels he can catch Medina coming in like that.
Maybe a guy just naturally gravitates back to his bread and butter as round 4 is done. Look at Roy Jones Jr. Nice and warm, Tony.
He's got a little shine on his face.
Roy Jones doing his pre-fight interviews. And his people
Stanley Levin and on the left, Fred Levin on the right. The managers, as we speak, I guess, of
speculation that they'll be replaced, but they say no. And like many boxing dramas, that will unfold for quite a while.
Oh, I'm sure. What's boxing without some kind of intrigue?
We get set for round 5. After a first round that was very close, Derrick Gainer has been pulling away in rounds 2, 3, and 4. He scored a knockdown in round 3.
I have it a shutout for Gainer, 40-35, though that first round was very close.
That's the only time Medina was really able to do much. He went downstairs, and Gainer was not as sharp and as fast by that point. Yet as Gainer has gotten his rhythm going, it's been tougher for Medina.
Gainer has a nice sweat going right now, so he's warmed up. Medina too. Not many stiff left jabs from Medina, but you can see Gainer's trying to throw his straight.
At least Medina is trying something different as he walks in, though. It's some type of a jab, some type of head movement, and he's able to get himself in punching range in this round.
And he's getting inside, getting whacked by Gainer, but that's all he's got left, Dave. I mean, he's not effective from the outside, so he starts on the outside and then comes inside just to give a different look.
Well, he did absorb quite an uppercut a few seconds ago. And if Gainer can succeed with that shot, he may let Medina in.
Oh, yeah. I think Gainer wants to throw that uppercut again. He's just waiting for the right opportunity. You don't want to throw it from too far out or you get knocked out, as everybody remembers what happened to Buster Douglas against Holyfield. Medina can't seem to concentrate on one game plan. I think he's trying to do a little bit of everything because a lot of one isn't working.
Gainer takes him out of so many things he would like to do with the natural speed, then Gainer ties him up here. Gainer doesn't fight the same way even within the round.
One thing about Medina has been working the body, but it doesn't seem to have much effect on Gainer. Gainer must, I know he takes good care of himself. So we've been able to shake off those shots to the body by Medina. Nice punch by Derrick Gainer. I think Medina's a little wobbled out there.
Gainer trying to tee off here, but he's not really a knockout artist. He might get his share by accumulation with punches, but he's not a big knockout artist. Nonetheless, he can sense it now, and he's going for it.
His best punch when he has a man hurt is an uppercut. His hands are so fast, that's the one punch you don't expect from him.
Good bomb by Gainer as he sits down and tries to put everything into it. Can't buy power, though.
No. So that's when you switch over to accumulation. Just throw a lot of punches and land a lot.
So another good round for Derrick Smoke Gainer.
Smoke, I want you to do one thing. I want you to do one thing. I want you to throw combinations and stop throwing single shots. That's what's going to get this guy out of here if that's what you want to do. The one big single shot ain't going to get him. You got to touch him light and go strong. You're throwing single shots, okay? You got to take advantage of this guy, but you got to put him together more. You got to stay busy.
Don't wrestle with him, baby. Don't
All
wrestle with him.
he doing is laying his hands out. He ain't throwing no power, but he's touching you. Okay. I want you to touch him. Pop, 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 boom, boom, and then move.
Derrick Gainer is touching Manuel Medina pretty hard.
Good left to the head. Starts out on the body, works his punches out. Medina's taking a beating on the inside and the out.
Lo estamos saliendo con la pena adelante y no podemos regresar. Jala mucho aire.
And a few voices in Medina's corner.
Saliendo por un lado, pégale. A otro y pégale. ¿Entendiste? Vámonos.
What's buzzing around inside, right? So we start the 6th round. Derrick Gainer, Manuel Medina set for 12, and Gainer has been in control after a close first round, has dominated the action.
Gainer's been effective on the outside coming in. He's been effective when he gets inside, and he's been effective when he just purely boxes. Gainer's corner wants to see the hands, want to see combinations.
Gainer now backing up. Certainly his corner doesn't want that, and Medina got a good right hand in. Gainer answered with a shot that backed Medina up. But nonetheless, Gainer doesn't want to be in a free-for-all slugfest here.
I think Medina's only hope is to turn it into a brawl, but that means they would both be fighting inside, and Medina's been getting beat doing that. Seems like Medina's punches to the body don't have the same snap as the earlier rounds.
Something about the shots he's taken has removed a lot of the steam from his bombs, and he's not a knockout specialist anyway, with 24 knockouts in 62 fights. He can show some displays of it, but he needs to be gritty and wear his guy down, and Gainer has been grittier.
Tough fight for both guys right now. Medina seems to have shaken off the effects of that earlier knockdown, but his punches are they just don't have that snap, Dave. He's not even throwing straight punches right now. When he gets inside, he's a little slow also. But Gainer's not picking it up. I thought this would be the round he comes out with a bunch of punches, but he lands 2 good shots right there.
And Gainer hasn't been explosive in this round. Medina's really been making a bid to take the round from him. But Gainer with some solid shots. Gainer with a bomb. Medina in trouble. A right hook. Boy, if Gainer had power, Medina would have gone down from that.
You wonder why Derrick Gainer doesn't do this all the time. I can't believe he's not in shape. Maybe he's leery about going 12, but he seems to hurt him when he really sits down on his punches.
He has to believe the knockout is imminent to take a chance.
Sometimes you think too much. You hurt a man, you want to go after him, then you wonder, am I really in shape? And down goes Medina.
Now Medina is in trouble, down again.
Looks like
he'll take the full count. He may beat this one. He will. And it looks like he'll be able to get through round 6. Barely.
A little wobbly still.
Gainer will open up in the 7th for sure.
Deja ver. Abre la boca.
¿Te da la quijada o no quieres pelear?
No. ¿Quiero pelear?
No,
espérate, ¿te duele la quijada? Toma. Espérate. De este lado.
Muerde.
Toma.
Está bien.
¿Te sientes lastimado? Dime.
Te pasa eso
Es velocidad, dime, pasos laterales.
Gainer's second knockdown of the fight.
Caught him with a short left to hurt him, then again. Just accumulation of punches all to the head. See, Gainer starting to tee off on his punches now.
And the one on the top of the head.
That can do a lot of damage because you lose your balance.
We start the 7th round. Derrick Gainer, 2 knockdowns in this fight already against Manuel Medina, and told by his corner, don't be thinking about the knockout. But how don't you after you score a knockdown late the round before?
Well, he must have listened because he didn't rush out to try and press him. He's just figuring it out. Derrick Gainer looking at Medina to see what he's offering, and this is almost a carbon copy of the beginning of the last round where Medina tried to pick it up and go to the body.
It was a quiet round for Gainer through 2 minutes, and then he opened up.
Gainer just looking for an opening. It's funny, I think he takes a break and listens to his corner to hear what Alton Murkison, his trainer, yells out.
Nice shot there by Gainer. Medina took it, kept on coming, and Medina walking into a fistful of leather as he tries to get close.
Gainer catching him when he comes in. It's funny, he's doing enough to drop him, but not to really hurt him and end the fight.
Gainer is not a knockout type of fighter. He has the 13 KOs, but you do get the feeling that he may have to score 3 or 4 knockdowns in a fight to finally end it. He's got 2 here already, and Medina is still there.
He's still young. He's 24, so maybe he can get stronger.
Pretty wiry body.
Yeah. Looks like he can carry some more weight, but maybe he just can't put it on.
Because he certainly does all the techniques well to maximize his power. He turns, gets full leverage into everything, and that's responsible for the 2 knockdowns.
And you know he's gritty, because when he fought Kevin Kelly just went back and forth.
He does have a lot of heart when needed. As he's backing up, he lands another one in there.
Funny, when Gainer does hurt his man, he'll land a good punch. Then he seems to get a little overly excited right after it.
Right there, no punches.
That's the problem with a lot of young fighters, getting too excited. Your punches get a little wider, then you wind up getting beat to the punch.
Gainer continues to catch Medina coming in. As Medina slows, and being slow is what led to Medina going down at the end of round 6. So Medina has gotten through 7. Got 5 more rounds to make some magic happen.
Coming home.
Montel Griffin making his predictions. Griffin and Jones straight ahead after this one.
I haven't seen many fighters getting their hands wrapped and having a toothpick in their mouth.
He's getting ready to cut the tape if need be.
I think so. Montel Griffin and Roy Jones earlier, both very calm.
A pretty cool customer, Montel Griffin. Doesn't really get rattled much.
Lives up to his nickname, Ice.
That will be coming up after this one here. Stablemate, Derrick Gainer. The southpaw off to a very good start through 7 rounds. That's 2 knockdowns. And he's been very relaxed. And as you know, a relaxed fighter is an efficient fighter.
If you can't get overly excited, stick to your game plan. It's another deja vu all over again. Medina comes out early, tries to go to the body. Gainer waits for a cue from his corner, which is usually the word showtime, which comes in the last 30 seconds or so, which means he picks it up and tries to steal the round on the judge's card, even if he's done it already by just the accumulation of punches.
He's practicing the steel play for some bigger fights. Gainer continues to discourage Medina here.
Gainer's impressed me in the fact that we all know what he can do on the outside, but he's becoming a little better inside. I would think I'd never want to see him fight inside, but he's doing well against Medina.
Knows that he can go in there against a guy basically who's not a knockout puncher, and I think that leads to some confidence in their form. Medina starting to use all the ring posts, get all the sponsors in.
I think he has no more plans for Gainer, and he's a big puncher himself.
Now, this is not the predicament Medina ever wants to be in, trying to score a come-from-behind knockout.
And here comes Gainer. He starts to come forward. He seems to be throwing that left right from the shoulder. Straight left down the middle.
Gainer again opens up, tries to show more confidence outside. A left hand by Gainer. Came from the side. He may have slapped a bit with it.
Medina's punch is getting a little wider.
Gainer opening up too.
Gainer seems to do this last 3 or 4 rounds. Comes on the last 45 seconds of the round.
Guys like Gainer are tough to fight because they've got the speed and they build up a lead in points by this time in a fight. And you not only have to outpoint them at this stage, you have to knock somebody like him out. And it's hard because he's not really a gambler.
Medina's keeping his hands down low now.
So Derrick Gainer with more in round 8.
Stop. Tell him.
Yes.
No, I want the hold to stop.
Please, hold it too.
Tómatela. Tómatela. Toma. ¿Hay verdaderamente cansancio?
Ahorita ganaste este round y ya estás cediendo, pero tienes que mantener ese ritmo. Haz un esfuerzo. ¿Quieres ganar la pelea? Haz un esfuerzo.
Jale mucho, amigo.
Y ya no quieres ser de los mejores del mundo. Sí. Échale ganas, pues. Mantenga el ritmo.
Usa tus
Pero
laterales.
necesitas tus laterales.
Tus laterales cortitos y pégale. Te devuelves y le vuelves a pegar, ¿me entendiste? Toma. Tu jab, tus variaciones, tu defensiva. Dame agua.
You understand? Not gonna be there. If you knock him out, okay, but don't look for the knockout. Just single in your shot.
We begin the home stretch of the scheduled 12-round NABU Junior Lightweight Championship in the NABU Continental title. Keeps a fighter in the world rankings so he can qualify for another governing body, world body title. And Derrick Gainer, the southpaw, has built up a huge lead over Manuel Medina.
I have him up by 10 points, 80 to 70. 2 10-8 rounds with the knockdowns in round 3 and 6.
So if boxing had the 10-point rule like they have in some sports, they would have called it off already.
We would be on to the next fight.
But Medina still has 4 rounds to render the scorecards obsolete in this fight. The problem is he's not a knockout puncher, and Gainer continues to pour it on.
And he hasn't really hurt Gainer at all in this fight.
When you're fighting a guy like Gainer who's got a lead on you, a 20-foot ring can seem like 50, and then if he wants to punch like he does there, it can be a surprise.
And I think that one just might have taken the starts out of Medina's corners telling him stay down.
3 knockdowns is the final charm. And Derrick Gainer taking his time, and the knockout finally comes. Landing about as flush a shot as you can.
I mean, you could hear that one. That just, you could hear all the power behind that shot. Still down on his knees.
And Derrick thing into that, and pretty much a classic illustration of the type of fighter he is. He can wear you down, will usually outpoint you, but in a little bit more than half the cases, will by accumulation score a TKO. In this case, was able to keep Medina all the way down.
His trainer, Alton Murkison, was saying, don't, you know, if you get the knockout, fine, but don't look for it. And that's what happens. When you're not looking for it, you catch a guy.
So Gainer not looking for it here, but look what opens up down the pike.
Right on the button. You can see his head go back a little bit. It caught him right coming in. Look, he plants his feet.
Leans forward and pays the bill.
I think Gainer timed it. He was able to stop, plant his feet, hit him.
Now in round 3, that would not have ended the fight. But with everything that's happened in this bout, the legs that have gone on Medina, the 2 knockdowns earlier, they take their toll. And this one says good night.
Even his corner was waving at, I think Medina saw him, but they were waving at him to stop.
No need to get up and endure more of the same, especially with a guy that can land some rapid fire punches. So Derrick Gainer early in the 9th will end it, and he will improve to 21-4 with knockouts and a good night thus far for the Roy Jones stable.
Comes at 1 minute and 20 seconds of round number 9. The winner by knockout victory and still NABU Junior Lightweight Champion, Derrick Gainer.
Derrick Gainer. We may be hearing from him. He's moving over to Larry Merchant now. And tonight, where there was smoke, there was fire.
Or where there was smoke, there was Gainer.
There was Gainer. Three knockdowns for Gainer.
Good performance against a tough former champion.
Gainer's by with Larry Merchant now. We'll be hearing from them very shortly.
A runner boxer into a boxer puncher.
First of all, I'd like to thank my Lord, Savior Jesus Christ, for giving me strength to do what I do. Coach Murphy been working on me with sitting down on my punches more, and I moved a lot, and I got criticized for moving, and I don't want to keep getting that. So I want to fight. I love to fight. I did all my life, so that's what I'm doing. I sit down and fight more.
So you're giving credit to us critics as well as your coach for doing this.
Right. I got criticized for all the movement. It was when I was winning fights by doing it, but I learned to sit down because I know I got power out of there. And I would like to say hello to everybody back home in Pensacola.
All right. Derrick, do you have any particular fighters out there that you would like to go up against in the junior lightweight division?
Hopefully they can get me with Manfredi, but I'm not hunting no champion. I just want to fight anybody that got a belt.